All right, guys, so we are at Big Mountain Barbell out here in Salt Lake City. So this is where we're gonna do the seminar this coming weekend. So today, this is where I'm starting my new phase. Just for a week, we're gonna just do pure metabolic stress work. I've been doing a ton of more mechanical damage, tension-based work with a little bit of metabolic stress over the last 4 weeks of prep. And now we're transitioning into this just for a week. Last week, I decreased calories by 10%. Now with those new calories, what we're gonna do this week, because this is pure metabolic work, so it's also extremely glycolytic and a lot of incomplete rest, we're switching the carb intake. So, and the ratios with protein and carbs. So I'm basically keeping the calories the same, dropping protein by 50 grams, and then I'm putting that back in carbs, 50 grams, just to help run this training stimulus a lot more efficiently. So what's going to happen is we'll be doing just a high rate of energy production with all the movements. So today is going to be chest, shoulders, triceps, and quads. Okay, so with that, the incomplete rest we're doing, like initially we're going to start with chest, and we're going to start with a clavicular cable fly, so upper chest, and we're going to superset that with a costal fly. So obviously we're hitting the upper lower divisions, and obviously there is some overlap with the sternal fibers as well. So we're pretty much getting the entire part of the chest. And it's going to be just 20 seconds between. So we're going to do sets of 6. Do it costal fly, rest 20 seconds. The upper chest fly, 20, back and forth for 4 rounds, and then that's it for chest. Then we'll move on to the next movement for triceps, which is going to be a big giant set. Then we'll do a superset for delts. Then we'll do quads, and just like this workout will not take more than 35, 40 minutes. Get in, burn the shit out of the energy, and get the heck out and recover. And then next week, we'll go into a completely different pace. But that's what we're doing this entire week, okay? Here we go. Oh, see, it's all for chest. See, boom, 4 sets, rounds. You can see my oxygen debt's starting to creep up. So get in. This is not going to create muscle damage or anything. That's the whole thing with like the deload, right? Is we're just lowering inflammation this week, driving up glucose uptake, improving nutrient partitioning. This obviously will help with conditioning a little bit more, so help me recover between sets when we go back to a more tension-based work next week. So it's potentiating what we're doing. The whole point of this week is potentiate the future, okay? All right, so now we're gonna do some medial delt work and then go from there. All right guys, so now we're gonna move on to delts. So we're gonna do pair anterior and medial delts. And as you can see, the lights are kind of going off because some idiot turned the light switch off for some reason. I don't know. So it may be a little dark in here, so sorry for the lighting. But this one's gonna be even faster. So we're gonna do a front raise paired with a lateral raise. Obviously front medial delts. And it's basically like 10 seconds between each, boom, 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 4 sets of 8 here. And with this, for like resistance profile, right? Because this is metabolic based work, we're loading the short position on pretty much everything and staying away from the lengthened position because that's where you're gonna create more damage and trauma. So everything that we do today, for the most part, is gonna be biased all the way towards the short position, contracted position, so we create more output, more metabolic stress. One more.
Cause I've been running this world without you, with no one at all, one way to fall, living this nightmare on. What's new? I'm making without you, without you, with no one at all, one way to fall, living this nightmare on.
Okay. Ooh, how heart rate's going now, boys. Fuck. Yeah, so you can see on those last two sets that I basically hit about 50% range of motion failure. And it was planned. That's what we wanted out of that. And also using the chest support here for lateral raises. Because I'm getting in such a fatigued state fast, I'd rather have this for stability. I ain't gotta worry about my torso stabilizing. I just lean and then just go to work and not have to worry about anything else. All right, so now let's move on to triceps. All right, so now we're moving on to tricep. The triceps, we're going to do one massive giant set here, okay? It's just one round, 8 reps on everything, 20 seconds between each of the 5 exercises, all right? So we're kind of going like a back and forth as far as mechanical advantage and disadvantage. So we'll initially start with a step back, cross cable press down. With that, you're gonna load obviously more of the short position. We'll rest 20 seconds, step in, do a regular one, which is a more even resistance profile. And then we'll do behind the head extension, which is gonna obviously load more of that lengthened position. And then we'll work back in reverse and then go right back into the even resistance profile. And then end with a step back version in the short position. So you can see, even though there's some lengthened position in there, so it's like short, mid-range, lengthened, mid-range, short. So that's the profile we're going through in this giant set, and ending with the short position. Again, because this should be biased more towards metabolic stress, all right? the wall here, boys. Oh, Jesus. If you do this shit right, and you're picking these weights right, like a lot of people are like, that's one set, one time two. My arms feel numb right now. I mean, they're so engorged with lactate and blood, which is what we want, obviously. Fucking, like, my whole body just feels swollen right now, which is awesome. So now you can see why we ramped up the carb intake to run this. And now, because that's it for upper body, now we get to do quads. Obviously, bigger muscle group depletes you even more. So we'll rest a little bit, and then we'll move on to leg extensions. Okay, so we're on to the last movement of the day, which is leg extensions for quads. Obviously, you're focusing on the short position here, all the metabolic stress. Here, it's a standalone, so it's going to be 8 sets of 6 with 20-second rests. So these suck. I mean, fucking quads, lots of muscle tissue, lots of lactate starts building up, and it just gets painful. So when you're doing this stuff, if you're not, if it doesn't hurt and it doesn't really burn, you're not doing it right. So that's when you got to kind of suck it up and embrace it. I mean, by roughly around set 5, it will really start kicking in. 6, 7, and 8 is just going to be torture, and you probably see the grimace on my face. But that's when you create the adaptations we want. That's what you're wanting out of this type of stimulus. So you have to push your body and your mind out of the comfort zone to get what we want out of this. And I can't reiterate that enough, because a lot of people will do this on a piece of paper. It says 8 sets of 6, 20-second rest, but they're not pushing themselves hard enough. So they're not getting what we want out of it. You can have the best program in the world on a piece of paper, but if you're not applying the right context and stuff to it, then it's almost useless in a sense. All right, so 8 sets of 6. All right, so 2, with these types of leg extensions, because it's attached here on the side instead of in the middle, sometimes you can get an angle in the pad. It's not even on both sides. And obviously that's going to be an uneven distribution of load on each quad, which obviously is problematic. We want even tension on both quads. So you just need to be very anal and make sure that this pad is straight across. And some machines, this one I can adjust, some of them are just locked into that position. I would avoid them. I mean, over time, if you repetitively do that, you're going to cause issues within the knee, okay? Is that 8? Okay, thank God. My brain don't start work. My brain, get these last 8 set guys, I literally almost lose count. That's why I'm glad I have somebody count. It just starts hurting and burning so bad, I fucking lose count of my reps. It's like you see again, we went to 50% range of motion failure. God, my quads are lit. Fuck me. All right, good stuff. So there you guys go. That was a pure metabolic stress workout. Need carbs, I need rest, I need water. So it was a good workout, quick. What that take us, like 40-ish minutes, give or take. So you said, get in, get out, do what you need to do. So this is programming, guys. It's not just all the time doing, balls to the wall, intensity-based failure, or it's just you're going to failure through loading. This is failure through fatigue, accumulation of fatigue. All right, you're still pushing failure. It's just a different type, right? So it's just kind of don't pigeonhole things in that there's one way or one best way. Everything has its place as long as it's applied correctly within the right context for the individual. All right, guys, that's a wrap. All right guys, so now we're gonna move on to delts. So we're gonna do pair anterior and medial delts. And as you can see, the lights are kind of going off because some idiot turned the light switch off for some reason. I don't know. So it may be a little dark in here, so sorry for the lighting. But this one's gonna be even faster. So we're gonna do a front raise paired with a lateral raise. Obviously front medial delts. And it's basically like 10 seconds between each, boom, 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 4 sets of 8 here. And with this, for like resistance profile, right? Because this is metabolic based work, we're loading the short position on pretty much everything and staying away from the lengthened position because that's where you're gonna create more damage and trauma. So everything that we do today, for the most part, is gonna be biased all the way towards the short position, contracted position, so we create more output, more metabolic stress.